Hey, welcome back. Sorry for the snafu of the other live.
That was a hell of a snafu, if you want to call that a snafu. That was something just you said it kicked you off and wouldn't let you get back in at all.
Yeah.
And you just started using the service because it was glitchy?
Yeah. Well, obviously they lied about it.
It's just me.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Gulf of America?
Okay, we're going to start on. Are we going to do we want to start on a positive note or a negative note or a constructive criticism note?
All three.
Why do we need to rename it? Because President Trump suggested it. Number two, the Department of Government Efficiency is in effect inefficient as all fucking hell. Renaming it and renaming every book, map, and everything else is going to cost billions.
Well, what renamed it was that executive order that Trump did on day one, and the Department of Land Management
of Government Efficiency.
You talking about Doge? No, the Department of Land Management made it official. Yes, I know the Department of Government Efficiency is inefficient itself. Ramaswamy is now no longer with it, and Elon wants to bring in another fucking billionaire.
How is changing a map because the president has a hard on for an idea that's going to cost us a lot of money? How is that efficient at all?
It's not. And the reason why it changed
it this stupid shit if we're going to be conservative, fiscally conservative. That's not being conservative. That's not saving the government money. That's making us spend fuck tons of money we don't need to spend. How the fuck is that efficient?
Yeah. And the reason why he changed it because the reason why he changed it was because they had Mexico on it. Gulf of Mexico.
Entitled, rich, spoiled white guy who's old as fuck and still eats Big Macs. And
drinks Diet Coke all day.
Yeah. This spoiled shit is the one saying, we need to call it the Gulf of America. That's all I got to say about that one.
Now listen to this. Troy Ogles, who's a Republican congressman from the state of Tennessee, is now introducing a bill that would allow Trump to serve a third term.
Illegal, and it has to have two-thirds majority in Congress to pass, which it does not have.
Yep.
Go eat them apples.
Yep, I know.
And anybody who's listening to this right now, if you think I'm lying, go look it up. For that particular kind of amendment to an amendment, two-thirds majority of Congress is a total, and that ain't going to happen.
No, because
if Trump were to get in another term, we may as well just start fucking killing ourselves. All of us may just start probably need to start committing suicide because we are screwed.
Yeah,
we're going down the fucking drain right now.
Yeah, because the bill states the only person who's allowed to run for third term is Trump. Obama's not allowed to. Clinton's not allowed to.
Because they served back-to-back terms. Well, Clinton only served, one term?
2.
And the bill is specifically for, yes, it was specifically designed for Trump's circumstances, but he is not the only president to have those circumstances. He is only the second president to have those circumstances, and that's what it was built for. You'll have to give me 1 minute. I've got to go take care of something. Otherwise, we're going to have issues.
Okay.
So you keep on touting about.
The bill is stupid. It's a stupid bill. It's a stupid bill.
Oh. Whew. Sorry about that. Okay.
Oh,
Um. Yes, I realized that that amendment was specifically designed so that the Trumpers could be able to vote for him again because I need dude. He said he would get it done the first time. Did he not?
yes.
Did he?
No.
Did he even come close to doing everything
No.
that he said he was going to do?
No.
So he needs to be in office 8 years to fix everything? I don't think so. He didn't fix a lot of things in the first goddamn place when he was in office the first time, when he started 8 years ago.
No. And now this is coming from Hakeem Jeffries, and he said the Democrats will push back against this Republican House of Representatives because they have a budget bill now, and they're trying to get passed. And what's in the budget bill is, well, for one, cutting Medicaid.
Yeah.
No, actually, reducing the funding for Medicaid, reducing the funding for SNAP, and they want to take Medicaid and make it a block program.
A block program.
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
It means they want to take how the government's been funding it for years and years and years, and make it into a block program where there's a certain amount of money allotted to it, kind of like how did he fucking say it? Like a blockchain.
That still doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, I know.
That makes about as much sense as stereo equipment instructions.
The block program is Medicaid gets a certain amount of money allotted to it a year, and if they can't have enough money throughout for the run for a year, then all money to Medicaid will be stopped. It's going to be a merit-based program.
Okay, so what about merit-based representation?
That I would love for that to be a fucking thing.
Do you know what merit-based representation is?
What?
If you're in Congress and you don't vote and you don't really do much of anything, you just sit there on your ass and listen to people talk and don't really vote on it and don't really vote on anything of consequence, you're no longer in Congress. You no longer get to serve. You don't get back pay. You don't get residual. I don't give a shit. You've been there 40 years. You ain't done anything. Bye. You're gone. No longer allowed in Congress. You're not allowed to collect residual pay. You're no longer allowed to do shit. You're out on your ass, just like the rest of us are when we don't do our job. If you can't bring change to fruition,
yeah,
and you can't vote for your constituency, not special interests, but the people who live in your area, not the rich fuckers, but the ordinary Americans, if you can't stand up for them, you don't need to be in Congress. Merit-based representation.
He also wants to send Medicaid back to the states.
That's Trump's way of trying to finagle everything out of the government's hands. That way, the red states can try to take over every goddamn thing. And then when they do, and all these other states are agreeing with each other, oh, well, now we can make it a part of the law of the land. He's trying to change the fabric of America through throwing it back to the states, even though the states, like with abortion, we'll send it to the states. What did the states overwhelmingly say back to him?
Fuck you.
Yep.
Now, I was watching this.
And pro-lifers. Well, we need to have a ban on abortion. It's the only way we can live in God's grace. if God's that petty, fuck your God. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, and you had the Danish representative in the UN.
Keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah,
This is funny as shit to me.
Yeah, saying that Greenland has been in the Danish for like 800
I know
years.
you're going to bring me down this road.
And
How
then
did I know it?
And then he said, Mr. President, I will say this in a language you can understand. Fuck off, Mr. Trump.
Oh, trust me, I saw that crap. I saw it on TikTok. Now, I want to bring up something that's kind of dear to you.
Okay.
I told you about a video.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Then I sent it to you.
Yeah.
You created a stitch out of it,
and
they pulled your video.
No, the original that I had reposted was the original that you sent me, and that one was pulled. The Stitch one is still up and going.
Yeah, apparently my video hasn't been pulled at all yet. It's still getting views.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to smoke because I want to smoke. But after you thought I was full of crap when I told you I actually had proof that that he admitted to rigging the election, right?
Yeah.
Then you saw the video. How did that hit you on a visceral level, on the base level, your reptilian brain level?
Well, you heard what my statement in the Stitch. For the last 4 years we've heard, the Democrats rigged the 2020 election. Oh, do this, oh that. They can shut the hell up with that. With them saying that. Now we have proof that he rigged the freaking election. So I don't want to hear another Republican say, "Oh, well, Biden rigged the election in 2020. It was stolen."
What about all those Republican friends you have? What, they haven't responded to your video?
No, they left the heart. That's about it.
They went and scattered, huh?
Yep.
Wow. So all these people who said that Democrats stole the election, they're out to get it. Trump admitted that he stole this election.
Using Elon Musk.
And they're okay with it? Well, what they did to us last time, that was rigged. No, it wasn't. It was the American people didn't want you in the fucking White House. That was the issue.
Now, and when I had a chance to sit back and think about it yesterday, and you were wondering where those 13 million votes went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to thinking about that. What if they did vote for Kamala and Elon made them disappear?
Yeah, I've floated that around with a few of my radically minded friends, not leftists, just decent Americans who know how to think. And they're like, yeah, they've apparently they've actually started finding proof on TikTok and YouTube of information that was switched using Starlink to alter the votes. Now, I'm not going to go down conspiracy road and sell this other crap. I don't know for a fact that Starlink was used to rig the election. I'm willing to bet it was. I'm willing to bet it. I'm not going to say that that's a fact, though.
Yeah.
But when 13 less million people go, and all of a sudden all I'm hearing is, well, I didn't like Kamala Harris because she laughs funny. Who gives a shit? You voted. This election, every adult voted. Yep. And no, I'm not talking about registered or unregistered. I'm talking every adult voted one way or the other. They may not even realize they did it. They did. Yeah. If you didn't vote, you voted for Trump. If you voted for Trump, you voted for Trump. If you voted for RFK Jr., you voted for Trump. No, you're not the only one who voted for him.
Well, quite a few people voted for RFK.
Yeah, quite a few people actually, and their votes all went slam. Were all bunched in with Trump's. So, literally, the people who didn't register to vote, by not registering, they voted to put Trump in. The people who voted, the people who tried to vote soft and didn't have a decisive pick, they inadvertently voted for Trump as well.
Wow.
Like it or not, everybody who should have voted or who meant to vote or didn't like Biden or Kamala and wouldn't vote, they unintentionally voted Trump in by allowing him to get a victory. And then why are we using a billionaire whose computer system is his own AI design or whatever, and he's in cahoots with Trump? Why are we allowing him to have any participation in the election at all?
Yeah, here's what's funny. He's also Elon Musk is also trying to get this right wing German party called AfD into the German parliament. Right? There's people that has been using a projector that you can project on the side of a building, using a projector to show images from the pre-inauguration thing where old Elon goes.
Yeah, I know, and I saw this muscular guy claiming that now the left is using Elon's innocent motion as a Nazi salute. It's a Roman salute. It's like, no, it's not. Like, they showed examples, and they showed the examples out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they show Walz during his vice presidential debate.
Yeah.
I'll lower the camera here. He went like this. Open-handed. Like, I'm throwing my heart out. That I get. Elon did that.
Yeah.
Fingers together. That's a Nazi salute, dumbass. He knows how to do that thing of, He knows how to do that.
Yeah.
He also, what? He brought 3 known Nazis or neo-Nazis to some event. I don't remember which one it was.
It was the inauguration.
He's the one who invited them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's not a Nazi. He's inviting Nazis. He's using the Nazi salute. And everybody's like, it's a Roman salute. Guess who used it in 1942?
Adolf Hitler.
The fucking Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's not one of those things where, it was an honest mistake. No, it's not. People are saying he's autistic. He's got Asperger's. He's not diagnosed.
Yeah, they're saying he's autistic or some bullshit. You show, just like when Trump, wanted Obama to show him his freaking birth certificate. Show us the fucking paperwork, motherfuckers.
Okay, Obama showed his birth certificate.
Not to Trump.
He released the long form of his birth certificate, and Trump saying, well, it's doctored, and everybody followed. It's like, are you people dumb?
Yeah.
They just, they'll believe anything he says, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Have you noticed that a lot of the Trumpers have disappeared from the fucking internet?
No, actually, they haven't.
They haven't?
Right after inauguration,
Mm-hmm.
I had several people commenting on Facebook. Now our country can go back to what it needs to be concerned about, and we can get back on track. I ended up having to leave Facebook because all I was getting, my news feed was being, my page was getting inundated by people who are, yes, Trump's in office. Now we can get back to being America again. It's like, are you stupid? Sorry, my lips are a little chapped.
Yeah, and people don't understand that these executive orders. they're too stupid to realize that.
They want they're trying to go back to the old days.
Golden age is the way he put it. Golden age of America.
He's going back to the days when the government flipped from like, as an example, back when Lincoln ran, republicanism became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans were anti-slavery. They were anti-corruption and all this other stuff. And then I think it was around Ike's time or right after Ike's time when the parties flipped. Now you've got a bunch of Republicans saying that the right people aren't voting, i.e. blacks are voting. Women are voting. We can't have that. We need to have white people voting. And the Democrats are like, everybody should get a vote who's here, who's a legal citizen.
Yes.
So literally they switched platforms, and like when Trump, right after Biden left, flew off on in the helicopter.
Yeah.
Trump gets on and then says, well, that the last administration was probably no, I think it was the worst administration in history. It's like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Trump is like, Trump equals McKinley at this point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, have you heard that he changed the name of Mount Denali back to Mount McKinley?
Because he wants to erase anything that has to do with a progressive agenda at all. He wants everything to go back like it was back when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was upset because I saw black people in the crowd that are like, yeah, blacks for Trump. It's like, yeah, you've got like 3 people in the entire audience who are black.
Mm-hmm.
Like they showed it during his inauguration, they panned out in the crowd.
Yeah.
There are no empty seats in the crowd. Look at this big, beautiful dude. Half the seats were empty. They literally strategically, they had security guards in the stadium redirecting people where to sit to make it look like it was fuller than it was.
Yeah.
Like me and my wife were sitting there watching it for just a short period, and we're like, that stadium's only half full. If you take all those people and crunch them up into the sections to fill them up, maybe 3 entire sections of that whole stadium would have been filled. So they strategically placed people so it would look like it was completely full.
Yeah.
Like what WWE does. And I have no doubt McMahon had something to do with that. Linda, not Vince. But they made the crowd look much bigger than it actually was. And when people are crying, oh, Trump got in. Oh, my God, this is amazing. God, and then his thing of God saved me so I could save America.
Yep.
What a line of shit.
Yep, pretty much.
You just be glad that the shooters were stopped before they could finish doing what they were doing. Like I said earlier in one of our other joint podcasts, he said his ear was almost completely blown off. There was blood everywhere. There was like a drop of blood on his finger when he went down.
Yeah.
He had one single flick of his ear that was affected. And he acts like it got blown almost completely off and that it regenerated and formed a whole new ear.
Yeah.
And then people are wearing Depends or Kotex on their faces to help support his image. Just like you're wearing a fucking tampon on your ear? Seriously?
Yeah, I know, brother. It's stupid. It really is.
There are people with Down syndrome who are smarter than that.
Yep.
I'm at a loss, and I will continue saying it. We didn't win in this election. We all lost. I know it's an unpopular
Yes, we
opinion,
did.
especially with the right, and I've got some right wing Republican friends who are like, "Well, you're just mad. No, you're just mad because Biden lost." I didn't like Biden. I've been saying that since Biden got voted in. He's better than Trump.
Now, speaking of Trump, let's go over this bullshit right here. Okay. Now, he used his mighty pen to basically raise prescription drug prices.
Because he took away regulations and restrictions.
He ended civil rights and DEI protections of the government.
He hasn't ended civil rights, just DEI protections.
Oh, yeah. Now, I don't know if he's done this yet, but I know fucking DeSantis has done it. Ban African American and gender studies at all levels of education. I don't know if he's done that yet, but I know DeSantis has done that in Florida. Ending climate protection.
Because somehow we're not energy dependent, according to Trump.
Increase Arctic drilling. I don't know if he's done that yet.
Oh, he's already setting aside land in Alaska and up north to drill for oil.
Deregulate big business in the oil industry. Now he's already done this one. He's promoting and expediting capital punishment.
No, he's not. He released January 6th protesters or insurrectionists.
No, the capital punishment, basically the death penalty. He signed an executive order expediting people on death row.
Okay.
Mass deportation of immigrants and incarceration in camps. Well, he's starting that one already.
Yeah, he's already started on his way.
In birthright citizenship. Yep, he's done.
He's trying to pass that.
Yeah. Ban Muslims.
He still needs 2/3 of Congress to pull that off, which he's not going to get.
No. Ban Muslims from entering the country. He tried that in what? He tried that in
his first term, and it backfired on him horribly, and it proved his xenophobia.
Eliminates federal agencies like the FDA, the EPA, NOAA, and more.
Because they keep big business from making an assload more money doing whatever the fuck they want to without regulations. Trump is pro-big business and pro-money.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the ones that he has done so far. Yeah, like you said, he's a third of the way completing Project 2025.
Well, let's see. I've already heard about him trying to end no-fault divorce, which apparently is an uphill battle.
Complete ban on abortion without exceptions.
Apparently, he's working on that in the background. Ban contraceptives. Is he stupid? Come on, look at what we're talking about.
Additional tax breaks for corporations and the 1%.
Yeah, he's trying to funnel money away from Medicare, Medicaid, and the VA to give them those tax breaks. That way, the government can pay his big money pals.
Okay, higher taxes for working Americans.
With rich people, that's always who they want taxed. We pay enough in taxes. You made $100 billion last year. What do you need? Why don't you need to pay taxes?
Elimination of unions and worker protections.
I'm not so much against that, but not enough people have the balls to stand up to their boss and tell them, look, you either give me a raise or I'm leaving.
Raise the retirement age.
That just went up. Literally. It went up from 66 to 67, I think.
Cut Social Security and cut Medicare.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
In the Affordable Health Care Act.
He's been trying to do that since the day he got inaugurated the first time.
Eliminate the Department of Education.
Because he wants the states to do the funding.
Use taxpayer money for private religious schools.
He can't. It should be illegal and it should be banned. It just means they want to take all the money that's allotted for the Department of Education
Mhm.
and put it towards rich people not paying for their kids' private schooling.
And the final one, oh, not final one, teach Christian religious beliefs in public schools.
Separation of church and state.
End free and discounted school lunch programs.
Because everybody needs to be paying everything they have to for everything they have.
And that was the last one.
Well, let's see. Ban books and curriculum about slavery.
Yeah, that one has been completed, it looks like.
No, they're trying to ban books.
Okay, in
Do you
marriage
realize?
equality.
Do you realize right now that the banned book list is the bestseller list right now?
Wow.
People are buying those books in droves.
Okay, end marriage equality, which basically means gay marriage.
Yeah, and it's because he has to go with this Christian ideal of, well, the Bible doesn't say a goddamn thing about it.
Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families.
Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. Okay, so he wants everybody to take responsibility for the sex they have, when a lot of guys, especially the kind of men we're talking about, like to fuck, get off, and then take off. They don't care if the chick got pregnant. They just want to get their nut off without wearing a condom.
Yeah, defund the FBI and Homeland Security.
Organizations that are meant to put checks and balances in, they're the checks and balances, just like the inspector generals. They're supposed to be the checks and balances in our system. He wants to do away with that because he does away with that. He doesn't have to answer to any fucking buddy. That's what he wants. He wants to be an emperor. He wants to unilaterally control everything from his seat of power. That's why we have some of the organizations that we do.
Use the military to break up domestic protests.
Again, he doesn't want an uprising of the radical left because quite a few people on the left side have brains. They like to use them.
Continue to pack the Supreme Court and lower courts with right-wing judges.
He's already said if he had to, he would fucking add more justices to the Supreme Court bench. He wants all conservative Republican Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court justices really, really need to be fighting back against that.
Yeah. Oh, and he's already talked about, to get his nominees through, he wants to have the Senate go into recess. So they would be recess confirmations. Basically, his appointees would be able to fly into their positions without confirmation, without questions being asked.
He wants his people in place no matter what. He doesn't care if it destroys America. And for anybody who says, "Oh, he's not trying to destroy America," why would he let so many inept and unable people let run things into the ground?
Yeah.
Like the head of the IRS is going to be changed. We talked about that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And the person I heard about who is going to take up the head job at the IRS is some fat white guy who has never been an accountant or a certified personal accountant at all. Doesn't have any accounting experience at all. But he's a gambling addict. He loves to go and gamble, I guess, on horse racing and dog racing.
Yeah.
Conservatively responsible, my fucking ass.
And listen to this. There's a dude. His name is Voight or Vought, whatever his last name is. He's one of the chief architects of Project 2025, and he's been nominated for the Department of OMB, Office of Management and Budget, and he's stated this in Twitter posts. Oil and gas is the way of the future. Green energy is a fad. If I become head of the OMB, then all
because they're all trying to get the votes from the coal miners and laid off oil workers and stuff like that. That's all for that. The problem is oil companies are lobbying. They're lobbying hard. Well, if you don't do this, we're going to lose thousands of jobs. Where the green sector, where we should be heading, well, they're like, well, it's a fad. No, you just don't want to invest the money. You'd rather just get nothing but pure profit. They want their coffers loaded and leaking money.
Yeah, and a lot of the jobs that were under Biden were green energy jobs, and now Trump's going to lay off a whole buttload of people. Because he don't like green energy.
Because green energy doesn't equal profits in his pocket, greasing his hands at all times.
Yeah, he actually this pissed him off. But as he was doing his inaugural address, Biden goes back to the Oval Office and writes a whole shit list of pardons. For his family, for the January 6th committee, dating back to 2014, and now, boy, that Trump, that pissed him off.
Because he wants to make everybody who stood against him and said anything negative about him fry. He wants them fucking dead. He wants to put them in front of a crowd and then get flayed to death by the crowd. He's an emperor. He wants to play the role of emperor. These people did me wrong. I need to see the crowd kill them. And when he said he would undo the presidential pardons, he can't. I already looked into it. He cannot. Trump cannot go back and take away the executive pardons. He cannot do it. It's never been done ever since they just started doing pardonings. No pardon has ever been reversed,
and now I guess
to cover everybody's ass. Biden went out on a strong note by pardoning everybody who was innocent, and those people on the right who are like, well, if they weren't guilty, why do they need pardons? Do you realize who the fuck Trump is? He's a petty goddamn spoiled child.
Yeah. And now, according Pam Bondi, who's the new Attorney General, when it comes time for elections, her main job, according to Trump, is to investigate his rivals in the presidential elections.
How is that not weaponizing the government?
Yeah, I know. Even though he wrote this executive order eliminates the weaponization of government.
No, it eliminates anybody else from looking into his actions. He wants to be immune from it. He wants to be able to use it, but nobody else should be allowed to use it. Because again, he is an emperor. He doesn't want anybody finding his dirty laundry.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about finding everybody else's dirty laundry and airing it very publicly. But him, I'm off limits. No, you're not. You're the president. You're not a fucking deity.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I heard him say that he's signing an executive order to stop the weaponization of government. You're the first one to do it, dumbass. You weaponized the government to go after your political opponents while you were in office, while you were president. You weaponized the federal government to go after your political opponents. I didn't do that. Biden did it to me. No, you did it first, dumbass. So his executive order is it's meant to apply to his opponents, but not to him. Period.
Okay, now Chuck Grassley in the Senate, yeah, he's a member of the Intelligence Committee. He is now came out and stated he's going to investigate why Trump did what he did to those inspector generals. And he's not alone, apparently, in the Senate. There's a bipartisan call to investigate the actions of why Trump did what he did.
I know why he did what he did.
And then
he's not going to admit the truth, but yeah, sure.
Well, here's what Lindsey Graham said. Lindsey Graham denounced it, but at the same time, Lindsey Graham said, "Well, maybe they just need to watch their backs when it comes to Trump," and he walks away.
How is that not cronyistic and bullying?
Yeah.
Again, for those of you who don't know your history, the predecessor to Teddy Roosevelt was McKinley. McKinley was pro-business. He was a paid-off politician, paid off by the three biggest fucking richest men in America. Watch The Men Who Built America for more context on that. It can give you far better context on it. He was pro-business, pro-cronyism, everything that was corrupt about our country back in those days. He was for taking advantage of workers, making them work 12-hour shifts for less pay. That was him. And then when he got shot and he died, Roosevelt took over. Roosevelt was not big business. He was a rich person. He was born into the wealthy Roosevelt family, but he did not act like he was a wealthy toff.
No,
he acted like a goddamn
I watched
motivated human being.
Yeah. I watched something the other day where they talk about how the during the inauguration, the White House is like swapped out and everything for the new first family, and they have exactly to get it done.
They have what?
And inauguration, when you from to another.
See, right now you're glitching out.
During inauguration, there's a team in there that swaps everything in the White House for the new.
Hey, you're still glitching. I'm just letting you know you're glitching. I'm gonna guess that I'm not glitching at all.
Can you hear me now?
For how long, we don't know.
During the inauguration, it goes and swaps everything out for the new family to the new family.
You're glitching out, dude. What the hell? I'm just telling you, you're glitching out, man. If I can't understand you, I don't think they're going to understand you either. You know what I'm saying? And people, if I'm glitching, let me know. I've got no problem.
Let me go down and come back up.
Okay.
Is that better?
I don't know. You have to you have to talk more.
During the inauguration, there's an inauguration team and there switches out of the White House.
You're pinging out, just not as badly.
From the new president, and they talked about and Teddy had.
I only heard Teddy out of the whole sentence. I don't know what's going on with your computer, but
it's my fucking arms.
It's your what?
It's my audio. My audio.
Why is your audio glitching so badly?
I don't know.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working.
Okay. Teddy Roosevelt was a huge hunter, and we all know that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
he had a
He
whole
was a
bunch
man
of
who lived life.
taxidermy
So
he had a whole bunch of taxidermy animal heads that he would have on display while he was in the White House.
yeah,
The inauguration team, after his term was over, uh, a lot of his stuff uh, either went to his home, and the stuff he didn't want at his home went to the archives warehouse in Delaware,
yeah,
and that's where a lot of the like antiques and stuff from previous presidents are being stored at. Is a lot of the stuff in the White House basically is on loan from the archives work from the National Archives because that's how old and rare they are.
yeah.
And so the first lady, the new first lady, will and the transition team is sent a list of what stuff they want in the White House when they come in, and what stuff they don't want, and they can add their own personal touches to the White House. And uh, they have the inauguration team has 6 hours to get everything done that's on the list from the first lady and the president, the transition team. So they are actually on a time they are on a time crunch to get everything done in 6 hours, and if they don't, they have to have it done before the new first family walks into the White House. And apparently,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah.
And if they don't, the administration's heads will roll from the new administration.
Yeah, well, they did have an incident where I'm getting echo from your side, dude. I can hear myself talking after I'm done talking.
Okay. I will mute myself.
I don't know about muting yourself, but they had an incident. I don't exactly recall when, but they had to put down a certain kind of carpet. And the carpenter, not to be confused with carpenter, but the carpenters had to apparently they had to rip up the old carpet, put the new carpet down, get it stretched out and put into place. And they were told they had an hour to do it. It took them an hour and a half to pull it off. So they were as the first family was coming in, they literally the butlers had just finally put stuff the way it needed to be put as the family walks into the room. And apparently like 6 butlers or 6 of the staff, call them butlers anyway, had literally just finished the final touches as they walked through the door, as they walked through that door. Not the front of the White House, we're talking that room. They literally just finished the touches, and they were like an hour off the schedule because this special carpet has to be stretched to not bind up or anything. But they were falling way behind, so it took 6 butlers to get the room set up. And I've heard stories from people about them putting in. They got like a skid loader or a skid jack, pallet jack. They wheel it in for like big items. That way they can get in and out in like seconds. They make sure it's placed somewhere. They drop it. If you got to move it an inch or two, they got coasters underneath it. They just slide it and then lift it up and move it out of the way.
Now, I did find out that in the same video, if somebody spills like something on the carpet in the Oval Office, like say Trump spills his Diet Coke on the carpet, that carpet is easily interchangeable. So what they'll do is if they can't clean it up with like a steam cleaner, then they will swap out carpets in the Oval Office. And
You can
all
guess
these
that
carpets-
hasn't happened very often.
No, and these carpets in the Oval Office are like just a roll out carpet, and they like roll out and they're circular. They said the last time a carpet in the Oval Office had to be changed was Clinton leaving office and Bush coming in.
No, they've changed the carpet a few times since then.
Okay.
Like I think it's I want to say every like 8 years they have to replace the carpet, if not more often, because carpet doesn't stay that clean for that long. Even with they're constantly vacuuming it to make it look brand new and bright and everything, it still you'd still have to vacuum it a lot unless anybody was barely stepping on it.
Yeah, I was reading something earlier, came across my newsfeed. Donald Trump does not allow Barron Trump to eat lunches in the lunchroom at school because, according to Trump, that's beneath Barron's legacy to eat with his fellow students.
Look at Trump. Enough said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard stories, and after seeing a few different movies about the White House, like have you ever seen The Butler?
Yeah, some bits and pieces of it. Yeah.
Oh come on! What's with you? Why don't you just sit down and watch the damn movie? And I've got a movie. I got to redo a couple of movies in my converter because they didn't turn out right. But yeah. Well, I want to see The Return with Ray Fiennes playing, I believe it's Odysseus.
Oh, cool.
You'd be surprised at the movies I can find online. I watched The Gladiator 2. Oh, buddy, what are we going to be watching now?
Confirmation of RFK.
11 clause 2 says, whenever it is asserted by
There goes.
If you get it to play correctly,
your dreams and protected under oath.
we already knew the ad was going to happen.
The evidence or testimony at a hearing may tend to defame, degrade, or incriminate any person, or it is asserted by a witness.
Why is this on double speed?
Degrade or incriminate the witness, and it goes on. Mr. Kennedy, among many other things, has said, I know a lot now about bioweapons. We put out hundreds of millions of dollars into ethnically targeted microbes. The Chinese have done the same thing. In fact, COVID-19, there was an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 affects races disproportionately. The races that are most immune to COVID-19 are.
Lady making a motion or speech?
I've made a motion to move into executive session because
I
Mr. Kennedy's testimony.
Yeah. It's choppy and sped up, so it's kind of hard to understand any damn thing. Go there, right down there to your. Go right down,
No,
down
that's
there to your
just-
little settings icon.
That's just the way she talks.
No, go down. Look at the bottom right of your screen. That settings button.
Yeah, I see it. And there we go.
Kentucky has moved the table.
Mr. Chairman, I ask for a roll call vote on the motion to table.
Well, let me ask the
That's
question.
got to be
Questions
your.
on the motion?
That's got to be your
No, wait.
computer, dude.
Please ask. We'll call vote. The clerk will have. Step back for a second. The clerk will have to come in. We'll call the roll on the motion to table. And then we can get back to testimony.
I think the witnesses can sit in the chair sitting behind.
I'll leave that up to the clerks. If the clerks are comfortable with that. Yeah, why don't we do that? Maybe we can go right down here.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Gentleman from Louisiana.
Is it the custom of this committee to censor viewpoints that we disagree with?
Mr. Chairman, I have
That's not a point of order.
motion on the table.
There's a motion. The vote's been
Move into
called.
executive session.
We're waiting for the clerks.
Is violative of
Waiting for the
11
clerks.
clause 2.
Waiting for the clerks. Clerk will call the roll. Clerk will report.
Mr. Chairman, there are 10 ayes and 8 noes.
The motion to table.
Man, this is
is
choppy
agreed
as all
to.
hell.
Chair recognizes gentlelady from
This has
Board of
got to
Health.
be your computer doing it.
Mr. Chairman, we respectfully requested that you rescind Mr. Kennedy's invitation to appear here due to his repeated and very recent statements that spread dangerous anti-Semitic and anti-Asian conspiracy theories, and attempted to move into executive session because House rules prohibit public testimony that degrades or
Sounds like you
defames. His reckless rhetoric helped fuel anti-Semitic incidents. For the record, are
Stop the video for a second. What version of Windows do you have running on your computer?
11.
How old is your computer?
Oh, shit. Like about 4 years old.
No, I'm talking about how old is the actual computer physically?
I just bought it off of Amazon here about 3 months ago, and it was a refurbished computer.
Oh, so it's probably 2008, meaning everything on it, all the equipment on it is old. All they did is bumped up the RAM memory and gave it a bigger hard drive, like larger memory hard drive, because your computer is struggling to keep up with this video.
Oh.
That's why I said you got to have an older computer because yours is this is choppy as hell.
It doesn't run in Wi-Fi either. I got to
The
get
what?
it. Doesn't help. I'm running in Wi-Fi either. Got to
It
get an
doesn't-
Ethernet cord. I got to
Why are
get
you
an
running it off
Ethernet.
an Ethernet cord?
No, I'm not. I have Wi-Fi right now.
You're on Wi-Fi and you got some crap ass Wi-Fi. I'm just saying, dude. If this is the way your Wi-Fi acts, I'd fire the Wi-Fi and get a new one. What are you going? Are you going through Dish Network or whatever? DirecTV?
No, T-Mobile.
Yikes! That doesn't give me much hope for T-Mobile.
Here, see what the box looks like. And
Oh,
even
God, dude.
booster right
Do you know how old that box is?
there. One of the newer ones.
Huh?
They said it's one of the newer ones.
They've been using the same style boxes since 2008. Bet you didn't know that now, did you?
No.
Yeah, they keep they'll pump out ones that are new, but the old ones they'll use them as long as they can, as long as they're not messed up. And some of them they do
Yeah.
actually clean up and then just send them out again. But
Oh wow.
what's your? Do you know what speed you're working at?
I'm not sure, but here's my
Is your what?
heart.
Now you said that's your what again?
My heart.
Your hard.
My heart.
I cannot hear what you're saying beyond hard.
hard drive. My hard drive.
Well, the hard drive looks recently new, but I'm guessing are you running this off of your laptop?
I'm running it on it here.
I would say you need to redo your stuff then. I'm running off of Cox Wi-Fi, so
Yeah.
like literally all we have is all we have is the internet. We don't have cable. We don't have the phone. We just have internet. And as you can see, it gives pretty good results, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying if I can't understand the video, how's anybody else gonna understand what the hell the video is about either, right?
Yeah. True.
But that video, as far as I can tell, is a bunch of posturing Republicans who are Trump supporters trying to push anybody out that offers a differing opinion.
Yeah, the blonde is a Democrat. She's trying to get it to where they throw out RFK's nomination.
I don't blame him for trying it. He's an idiot. That's also why the same reason I stopped watching Dr. Phil and listening to his podcast, because when he came out as being for Trump, because Trump will positively impact America and bring true change. No, he won't. They both want to go. A lot of these Republicans want to go back to their youth
Mm-hmm.
when black people answer to white people. And that's wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Just like when Dr. Phil says, I'm worth $80 million. I don't need a job.
Yes, he does.
How many of the worst kind of people did Dr. Phil end up putting on a higher pedestal? Even if he was bashing them on his show, he gave them more exposure because of his show.
Yep.
Like Catch Me Outside Girl, apparently she ended up blowing up on social media, and if I'm not mistaken, she ended up doing a few adult. She ended up starring in a few adult movies,
Yeah.
and now she's pretty much a forgotten relic of time because it's been that long.
Yeah, she's probably been pounded so hard in the adult film industry that she's forgotten who she was.
It wasn't that hard for her to forget anyway. I mean, all she was is about the becoming Snapchat famous or TikTok famous or whatever the hell it was famous.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of people deleted TikTok when the TikTok shut down.
Fucking mic.
And now,
Yeah, I heard about Lemonade. Yeah, someone said it's not really that much to talk about. Lemonade.
Lemonade and Red Note they're okay, but they're not strictly like TikTok. I mean, in their social media, you can post short videos and shit like that. But
Yeah.
what irritates me is I found out that while TikTok is headquartered in China,
Yeah.
the owner is Singaporean, so he doesn't have to comply with anything. But the company itself, ByteDance, is based in China, so they can take records. They haven't
Mm-hmm.
at all. But I found out through doing a little bit of research that Red Note is actually based in China, and the owner is Chinese. And yeah, they can send your information to the Chinese government.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the people are like, well, Lemonade's a TikTok subsidiary. It's
Yeah.
literally an extension of TikTok. So when TikTok went down, guess what else went down?
Lemonade.
Exactly.
Well, so did CapCut too. CapCut is owned by ByteDance. It's a video editor.
I don't know. I don't have that video editor. I have
But,
PhotoPlay.
But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. We were talking about TikTok and ByteDance, and
Yeah, well, I felt the need. What's funnier is a lot of kids who deleted their TikTok accounts or took it off their phone
yeah,
are just now getting back. I'm going to see if it's even available on the Play Store, because there for a while it wasn't on the Play Store when you looked it up.
yeah.
And let me see here. I'm going to see if it's back on the shop. Wow.
What?
It's still not on the Google Play Store.
Oh wow.
So those who completely erase TikTok off of all their stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they're screwed.
Oh yeah. There's this video game company. It's called. I talked to you about it last night. It's called Tencent, and Tencent has is Tencent is owned by a gentleman who has a relative in the Chinese army. Tencent is actually also behind some of the biggest video games on the market: Fortnite, Call of Duty, and a few others. They even have their fingerprints on Grand Theft Auto, and the newest one coming out, GTA 6. Marco Rubio, because because the owner of Tencent, it has a relative in the Chinese army. Marco Rubio wants to ban all Tencent video games like Fortnite, like Call of Duty, anything that has a fingerprint of the video game company called Tencent. He wants to ban it in the United States. Guess what? He also wants to ban Discord, because Tencent is behind Discord.
Are you buying that bullshit?
No.
Sorry, I'm okay. So 56. I'm reading real fast, so
Oh, and Marco Rubio has also stopped all foreign aid. And guess what? Guess what? He's also stopped aid to Ukraine.
and Marco Rubio, if you do what Trump wants with the 14th Amendment and ends in birthright to citizenship, goodbye, Marco Rubio.
Yep. But yeah, he's ended all foreign aid. He's ended foreign aid to to Gaza. He's ended foreign aid to Ukraine. So now, Ukraine will more likely lose to Russia.
Sorry, I'm looking up something else to do with immigration right now.
Oh, and Trump has on his day one as inauguration has enacted the Invasion Act of 1789.
Hold on a second. Now the question is if the 14th Amendment crap still stands up, Elon Musk wouldn't be here either.
Wow.
He would have to be sent to Pretoria, South Africa.
Well, isn't he a naturalized citizen now?
I don't believe so. No. He was enrolled. He was enrolled under a student visa, and never actually attended.
Someone stated that he was a naturalized citizen.
He moved to California in 1995 to attend Stanford University, but never enrolled in classes. And he started becoming an investor.
Last thing I heard, he became a naturalized citizen like a few years after he got here.
Well, I can go back up to where it talks about his citizenship real fast. Apparently, he has some sort of citizenship from 2002, but that would have been. I don't think that's correct. I think they just they kind of grandfathered him in,
Mm-hmm.
which still doesn't count. What I'm trying to figure out is, okay, he is worth billions,
Yeah.
hundreds of billions. He has 12 fucking children. And I think he pays for maybe 3 of them.
I know one of them he don't recognize because they're TG.
It doesn't matter.
He said they were killed by the woke mind virus.
Because they actually use their fucking brain, unlike him.
But yeah, the video, it was the Tesla, it was the Tesla factory there in Germany, because apparently he sells Tesla cars to the Europeans, and it was so funny to see somebody just playing that video over and over again where he's going.
Yeah, social media went fucking crazy over it. I really don't give a damn about if everybody went crazy. All I know is, yeah, they've shown reaction videos from Germans who watch it and are like, anyway, America is allowing this? No, America's not allowing it. Elon Musk thinks he's beyond reproach being the richest man on the planet. Or at least the richest, the openly richest man on the planet.
Now, I want to get your take on the banning of the BLM and pride flags being flown at all public and state buildings.
Well, BLM shouldn't be flown in the first damn place. I mean, if you fly it outside your home or outside of a town hall, maybe,
Yeah.
or a community center, but anything that's, a government entity, no.
Yeah.
Just like the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, that should not be flown except in non-federal buildings.
Yeah.
Your country, your state, and your city flags are allowed. I get those.
Yeah.
Or like in our case, we have a flag park here in Wichita, so you can go look at different flags. The one that gets stolen the most, and the reason they don't fly it, is because of the Rebel Jack
Oh,
The- flag.
Yeah, the Confederate flag, basically.
It's a Confederate battle flag, but yeah. That's every time they try hanging that one up,
Mm-hmm.
it gets stolen because some fucking Southerner needs to have a goddamn flag, doesn't want to pay for it. It's like, spit out the money and get one. Stop stealing from
Yeah.
the city, stupid ass. But yeah, I don't like Elon Musk. The dumpster fire that he turned X into is just insane. And the reason I don't know,
Zuckerberg wants to do the same thing with Facebook.
no, he's parroting to stay in favor with those in power. That way he can keep getting those tax breaks. Surprised you haven't seen through that.
Oh yeah, I know. What amazed me is he got rid of the internal fact check moderators. So
Why was that a bad thing? The fact checkers weren't even doing their jobs.
True.
Like, How many times did you get hit by a fact checker who said that you were wrong?
Yeah, I know.
Even though you're just literally repeating what the news said. Oh, this is out of context. No, it's not. It's called
Yeah.
censorship. Now, I understand they have their own terms of service, and I understand that social media is not controlled by the Constitution. I
Yeah.
get that, realize that. I read the terms of service when I joined up with Facebook. Took me an hour to read all those goddamn pages, but I got it done.
Hmm.
So when they say this is misinformation, no, it's not. You created an algorithm to only go with a certain narrative. That's why, like, if you disagree with, if you said certain things about Elon Musk, he went vindictive on you and blocked you, or threw you off of X after he renamed it. They don't want to be wrong, and I have literally. There was a time where one of my videos got taken off of Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I had not Elon Musk, but I had Zuckerberg
Yeah.
on my friends list. Oddly enough, I did that like early on in my Facebook days.
Yeah.
So I kept him on as a friend. And then I happened to text him and let him know that his algorithm threw me off of, deleted a video that I put up that didn't break any of the terms of service. And he put up that he reviewed it and it seemed to violate. It's like, you show me where the fuck it violates anything at. I will take it down personally. You'll never see it again. The next day, my video was back up on Facebook.
Wow.
The next day. Because he couldn't find any loopholes to kick me out, kick me off Facebook for that video of. He could not do it. It was not there. So this guy who everybody, well, he's smart, no. He's not used to interacting with people who know how to fucking use his own terms of service and his own rules against him. I mean, hell, how many times have I been kicked off of social media platforms for not going along with the flow?
How
I've
many?
been kicked off of pretty much every fucking right-wing site there is. I left Truth Social because, and no, I wasn't like going after Trump at all. I want to keep track of what they were saying behind their echo chamber doors. And trust me, there are way too many people like Dan Bongino and all these other fucking idiots who are like, "Yeah, we'll take our country back." No, you're going to proceed with an agenda which is un-American.
Yeah.
Because do I think that illegal immigration should be stymied? I believe it should be slowed down.
Yeah. Our immigration laws should be reformed.
I don't think reformed. I think our immigration laws should be fucking enforced in the first goddamn place. Like our gun laws. Do you know what the problem? 99% of our you know what the problem with 99% of our gun violence is?
Mentally ill people.
No.
What?
Laws not being fucking enforced that already exist. Because the good old boy network, if you got a gun and you're a Second Amendment believer, they'll sell you shit you don't need.
Well, just like that, the one dude, the shaman guy from.
Don't even get me started on that fucking waste of sperm. I saw him in an interview with some English lady who was doing reporting. And he thinks that because since he got a pardon and he can now buy guns, he's going to buy a shitload of guns. Like, dude, you're the reason that gun ownership should be limited. You're fucking mentally unstable, you fucking retard.
Yep, pretty much.
Like when he was complaining that he had followed a special diet, it's like, dude, you tried to destroy democracy. Fuck you. Here's a piece of bread and a glass of water. Have fun with dinner. Well, I'm a vegan.
Yeah, I do know. I do know that.
I'm guessing he also was sitting around with all his QAnon buddies, lubing up their assholes and getting ready to circle jerk each other.
Now I do know there was a few of those protesters that did deny the pardons.
Yeah,
Like,
that one lady denied. It's like, I was guilty. I knew I was guilty, and I don't accept his pardon.
now was she already out, or was she in jail?
I don't know, but she pled guilty, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm still guilty." It is, She refused the president's pardon.
So
Older lady, white.
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not accepting the pardon. I was guilty." All these fuckers all these people who said they were guilty are now saying they were innocent. No, they're playing sheeple to Trump. All they wanted, they literally, all they cared about was getting the fuck out of jail and being pardoned. Now that they have been, it's retribution.
Yeah.
And the people who admit they were guilty are not looking for retribution at all. They're looking to stymie retribution. But as with Trump, if he does it, it's okay, right?
I know there was a few of the family members of these people that got pardoned, like namely this one gentleman's son. He's now in fear for his life because he turned his dad into the FBI.
Yeah, well, just like the guy who from the Oath Keepers who got released, that Garcia guy or whatever the fuck his name was.
And that's a Proud Boys guy. The Oath Keepers, the head of the Oath Keepers.
Not the eye patch guy, the other guy.
Oh.
The one who cut his ankle monitor off.
Yeah.
He has openly said that retribution is coming. It's like, we let these criminals the fuck out? I wasn't on the property. I wasn't inside the Capitol. They have pictures showing him inside the Capitol building. How's that not breaking the law?
Yeah.
But because they support Trump and Trump adores them for doing so at any cost, that's why he pardoned them. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, and that Kool-Aid is too heavy on the vodka.
Now, do you think J.D. Vance would be another Trump, or do you think he's kind of different?
If Trump died, I believe that J.D. Vance would go with much softer agendas and policies. And like before he was a Trumper, he actually had a brain. He didn't just kowtow and give a smile and shake people's hands and say stupid shit.
Yeah. Do you realize that there is now flooding through the mainstream media about Trump's executive order unsealing the JFK, the RFK, and the MLK?
Yeah, he has tried to make an executive order to unseal those files, and unfortunately, he cannot unclassify those files. He can't. You give me that look like, yes, he can. No, he can't.
No, I was just,
you were what? You froze again. He froze, people. Let's see if he gets back on. I'm gonna laugh if his computer shut down or some crap.
Yeah, I was watching Lawrence O'Donnell last night, and he was talking about that and about the executive order. And Lawrence O'Donnell looks in the camera and says, "I hardly ever say this, people, but I wouldn't mind having what Mr. President is smoking."
Okay. You realize you went like completely blank and froze up for
Yes, I know.
30 seconds. Okay. Now, why did he say that about Trump declassifying those documents?
Because, quote unquote, it will never happen.
Well, executive orders don't matter in those cases. Now, for your reader, for your subscribers, and for your watchers and listeners, Would you like me to subtly explain why President Trump cannot do shit to touch those cases?
Yes, please.
Okay. The Martin Luther King Jr. assassination, the RFK assassination, and the JFK assassination are files that before they ended,
You said
When the
JFK
investigations-
twice. You skipped over Martin Luther King.
I said Martin Luther King.
Okay.
I said all three names: RFK, JFK, and MLK. When their investigations were done, I think it was like 10 to 20 years after it happened,
hmm
they were all designated as a file type ending in HUX, capital HUX. Call it HUX, I do. This file designation is looked over by one person. He is not this person is not answerable to the president, Congress, or anybody else. This person alone autonomously decides if those files are released, and only then. They do not have to answer to Congress. They don't have to answer to the president. These are people who are above reproach, and when they feel it's okay to declassify, then they can do so. And yes, a president can request that those documents be declassified.
Yeah.
Which JFK's documents under the normal classification thing would have been lifted in 2036, but it's been designated HUX, which means they can hold that classified indefinitely. As long as the person in charge of overseeing those files says it stays classified, it stays classified. And this person, I don't know how they're chosen. I don't know if they're elected or if they're chosen by whoever, but whoever is in charge of those has complete discretion over those files. Not the president, not Congress, not the DOD. The Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Defense Department can all meet up and try to compel this person in charge of those files to declassify them, but he or she does not have to. So this person is above the government and only for those files. And the sad part is if I actually looked up what happens if if the person in charge of those files is assassinated or dies under mysterious circumstances, then those files are to be burned, incinerated. And as far as I know, I looked into it pretty hard. The only person to ever have a health incident is one person who was guarding it, who had a heart attack, and apparently they had the sealed case that those files are in. Like I guess it was a box or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what they contain those files in.
Like
They-
a briefcase?
Huh?
Like a briefcase?
No. It would be like
A lockbox?
steam box for a boat ride.
Like a lockbox, basically.
No bigger than that. Like a steam trunk,
Yeah.
what you might carry on a long boat voyage back in the
Yeah.
day, like a century ago, when you used to need to have a huge full length steamer case for your clothes and everything else you needed.
Oh, yeah. Almost like an industrial suitcase.
Something like that. It's a lot bigger. People who know their history know what I'm talking about. But steamer trunks, it would take several steamer trunks to carry all the stuff from those things. And apparently they had them all in the incinerator in case that person died of a heart attack. If they died in the event of it, then they would just lock the door and let it all burn. That person apparently picks the next person who's in line for it. So all those people are like, well, he can the president can declass. No, he can't. The
He can
HUX
make a
files,
request.
huh?
Basically. He can make a request.
He can make a request, but the advantage of being that person in charge of those files is you are autonomous. You do not answer to anybody. You can be compelled. They can try to get you to agree to releasing it, but you're completely autonomous. You are beyond reproach. You are the pure soul in the DoD. You don't answer to anybody when it comes to those files. You are the end of the command chain of those files. And anybody who says I'm full of shit and I'm lying, look it up. I had to do 3 days of digging to find this out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Roswell, New Mexico,
Hmm.
that's under HUX 2. It's in there because it should have been released back this last year in 2024. I went ahead and looked it up. And when I found out it was an HUX file, that's when I went digging for the HUX stuff. That's when I found all this out. And yes, it took a lot of reading and a lot of deep internet digging to figure out what I was trying to find out. That's how I know, because I spent 3 days looking for it, because Roswell should have been declassified. It is indefinitely classified until the controller of the file decides that it gets released.
Now, why do you think that the Roswell file is under HUX?
Because if they admit that they met extraterrestrial life back then, what are they lying to about? What is the government lying to us about now?
I mean,
Like-
just like Area 51. It's
That's like when Biden, if you recall, both, what is it? Obama and Trump and Biden all tried to declassify Roswell, right?
yeah.
They all three attempted to do it. They all wrote orders to do it. Has it been released yet?
No.
3 presidents. None of them can get it released. What does that tell you?
They're hiding something.
Nope, they don't have to hide shit. They've heard rumors of the evidence. They've tried to get it unlocked, but
No, I mean the people keeping the file is hiding it from the public.
they're supposed to. That's their job. But if 3 different presidents cannot get access to that, that means presidents cannot order it declassified. The president is not the highest classification of classified information. They don't have the absolute best clearance on the planet. The person in charge of these HUX files is higher than they are. What does that tell you about the presidency then?
It means the presidency is on the low totem pole.
No, it's actually relatively high. According to the way I understand it in my research, there are certain departments which are beyond the president's control, like how you and I were talking about, not Men in Black, so to speak, but the branch of the military that doesn't salute, wear name tags or insignia.
Yeah, you call them the dark suits or the black suits or something.
Usually they're called the darker black suits. If you've been paying attention, you may have seen them. They wear like ordinary white, I don't know what you call it, sailor cap or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they wear three-quarter body length trench coats. They wear white gloves. They do not salute anybody. And they have no insignia or name tags on their uniforms. The only thing they have is, I think, shoulder pips telling what branch of the what service they're in, what branch.
It almost reminds me of those people that was escorting Trump the other day in his inauguration.
No, these guys don't get in front of cameras, not willingly.
What did you think of the pomp and circumstance of the inauguration?
The inauguration started at 7:30 in the morning. That's when they started doing the pomp and circumstance. I got home at 5:30 in the evening, and they were still on the inauguration.
No, now see, this is the first time that I've heard of a pre-inauguration ball, a pre-inauguration bash, an inaugural ball, a post-inaugural ball. You know, this is the first time I've heard about something like that.
because Trump and his cronies and his ilk want to gloat about winning. They want to party as much as possible. They don't care about the price tag. Hell, add that as another bill to the American people, because more than likely we're going to be paying for it.
Yes. His inauguration team, the one that was the ones that were in charge of that, they modeled it after the British monarchy, how the monarchy celebrates after a king or queen is either inaugurated
Because
or
he
crowned.
wanted all of the pomp and none of the circumstance. He wanted it to be a glorious celebration of him being lauded as king of America. Sorry, I have to plug my computer in. It is new, but the battery does run out when you're doing live video feeds. Like if I wasn't doing video, I think this thing would last a good 6 hours. But doing a live video feed straight off of nothing but battery, it'll run the battery down.
Yeah.
But like I've ran into several people who showed clips of the inaugural ball of everything that the Republicans did. They're like, isn't this so good? You guys are glorifying this shit? The fuck's the matter with you?
Now I did run after I got off the phone with you last night. I did run across a video. It was a short, and it was Tom McDonald and his girlfriend. They were personally invited to the inaugural ball by Trump.
Okay.
I don't understand. He's, like you said, he's a blip on the map. Tom McDonald. How in the hell did he get an invitation to this inaugural ball by Trump?
Well, just like this trying to be somebody nothing that he is. He, if you noticed, he was when this second Trump term started coming into the picture, he was bashing Trump, was he not?
Yeah.
And then I think it was about 6 months ago, he flipped the script and started bashing everybody else.
He actually has a song. It's called "Daddy's Home." Who's on the fuck with him?
Do what now?
He has a song called "Daddy's Home." Who's on the song with?
Are you talking or what?
Roseanne Barr is on the song with McDonald called "Daddy's Home."
You're pinging out and freezing up a lot again. I'm just letting you know you are.
Okay. They're not called "Daddy's Home."
I got that. Apparently,
McDonald
Roseanne
has
Barr is featured on this Tom McDonald song.
And she makes a reference about TGs, and she said they're trying to turn Becky into Dan.
You still listen to Roseanne Barr?
No.
You must. You're the one who listened to the song, not me. I prefer the Ice Cube song, Put Him in Jail.
Arrest the President. So
Yeah.
Somebody actually freaking put a comment on that video that I reposted. That song came out in 2018.
The what?
Somebody said that song came out in 2018.
I don't know. Let's see. I can look that up real quick. What did you say the name of the song was? Arrest the President?
Yep. I like what you say down there. The end of times, the second Trump term.
That was my little throw in on that. Oh, let's see. It was actually released in 2018. It's from the album Everything's Corrupt.
So it makes me wonder why it's catching traction now.
You have to wonder? Tell me your name isn't Forrest Gump.
Nope.
Then you should already know why it's a hit song right now.
Yeah, because of Trump.
Because of Trump. Is anybody watching this?
No.
Wow. I'm guessing everybody had their own videos to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked my title. Your title, when I saw We Are Screwed, is like, that's not a good enough title. I have to come up with a better one. I think mine's better.
Well, I have a friend of mine. He's a Christian conservative, but he's not like over the heel like freaking like the rest of these yahoos.
Sure, right.
He made the comment that he feels like we're in the last 7 years because of exactly what's in Project 2025. He said he feels like Project 2025 is fulfilling Bible prophecy, and he said I'm not a doomsday guy. He said I'm not an apocalypse guy. He said I'm an ordinary guy, but he said looking at it from the outside looking in. He said I feel like he said we're on the cusp of the end of days, and he said we're on the cusp of the last 7 years.
What I find amazing is when people say, "Well, we're in the last days of our planet. We're in the last days of God, of the Bible." You know how long I've heard that shit?
I know.
Since I was a teenager. If the world was going to end, it would have ended. The world isn't going to end. We may end, but the world isn't going to end. Even if we nuke the shit out of ourselves as a species and make the world uninhabitable for our own kind, eventually nature will adjust to that, and then hope to God the next sentient beings on this planet after us will be intelligent enough not to bomb the shit out of each other in a show of stupidity and bravado and force that they don't need to show.
Look at the dinosaur.
No? Remember George Carlin. The planet's fine. The people are fucked. The planet, we're like fleas on the back of a dog. What does a dog do to get rid of fleas? Shakes. Our planet could literally just shake us off and be, and all of us would be dead. And it's true.
Just not the planetary line. All this were in line.
Yeah, I missed that last night because I was having too much fun watching movies and shit. I was watching Jack Reacher instead of going out there and looking. But then again, I really wasn't all that concerned about it.
Yeah, because someone said that was fulfilling Bible prophecy, and I'm thinking, oh, well, okay.
So what happened the last time it happened, and the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that?
I mean, when was the last time it happened?
I don't know. I know it only usually occurs like once or twice in a single 70-year lifetime, but for some reason I got to think that planetary alignment has happened twice now in my lifetime. So that's twice in 44 years, I think. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I know that they said Pluto doesn't count as a planet; it counts as a moon.
Okay, I'm seeing how I'm looking up this planetary alignment bullshit. Oh, let's see here. I'm waiting on the internet to do its thing. Let's take it off of the Wi-Fi real fast. The last time all 7 planets aligned was on April 8th during the total solar eclipse. And apparently, according to this, all 8 planets align, which is not what they did this time. There were like, what, 6 planets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 planets aligned, but all of the planets that we have in this solar system apparently line up every 396 billion years.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be paying attention to it that much, but like I said, I was busy, but I was busy watching Jack Reacher kick some ass. The movie, not the TV series.
You know, I was watching this movie, back from the 90s. It was called Trial.
Called Bro
McMartin Trial.
McMark.
McMartin. Oh fuck! Fuck it.
If I could hear you, I might be able to understand what the hell you were saying. The McMartin trial? When the hell was that? Is your audio that bad? 1995. I don't even remember that. But then again, I was 15 and too busy trying to catch up on sleep and probably getting drunk at weekend parties at my parents' house. And by weekend parties, I mean all of us family members sitting in a circle and playing quarters.
Want something hot?
The McMartin
Sure.
was this huge back in the early 90s. This daycare where this guy named Raymond, it was a huge child molestation case back in the early 90s. And you had this entire family, Ray Bucky, his sister, his mom, and his grandma. They were all arrested, and they owned a preschool. I believe it was in California. And they were arrested. Raymond Bucky was arrested for 56 counts of child molestation, because apparently he molested these children at this preschool. But come to find out, the instigator Zero, the first child that stated that he had molested him, actually retracted his testimony, to the investigator and the DA. Stated that his dad molested him in the bathtub, not this other guy. But a lot of the charges against the women got I think either got thrown out or they got reduced sentences. But this was back, it was back in the time where, that they used, like they had this one lady, she was a therapist, and she was using very controversial methods to elicit a confession from a child, and it was like borderline coercion. Are you looking it up?
Yes, I'm reading Wikipedia right now. Wow. Just the stupid shit involved in that trial. It sounds like some
Elaborate.
crap. It sounds like some crap Trump lawyers would come up with. Apparently, a kid was shown a picture of an alleged abuser, and it ended up being Chuck Norris.
Yep.
Chuck fucking Norris. I don't think so. And that was the defense's attorney asking about that.
Mhm.
This is
Hey,
why
you
in certain cases they don't often hit up every kid, especially the ones with overactive imaginations, believing that they'll start creating memories that are not real.
Yeah. Like, you really ought to watch the movie. It's a good movie. It's got it's James Woods stars as their defense attorney.
Yeah, I'm really not going to watch some guy who's pro-Trump act like a lawyer.
Hey, this was way before Trump came into the picture. But
And this guy is supposed to be mental level smart and still dumb as a fucking tack hammer. Yeah. There are a lot of people who claim to be fucking geniuses who now follow Trump as like, are you stupid? Well, his policies, no, they don't. If I can rip them apart, you should be able to rip them apart with less effort than me.
yeah, somebody was Warren stated that he gets rid of FEMA, kick FEMA back state, and what?
If I could understand what you were saying, you're pinging like a motherfucker right now.
Elizabeth Warren stated he gets FEMA that would kick back to the states, and let me.
I'm telling you, you're pinging bad. I heard Warren, and then I heard bits of like 6 other words, but I couldn't make out what the words were. What is
Okay.
going on with your computer?
Elizabeth Warren said that if he that would kick everything back to the state, and the states can afford disaster that from.
I heard disaster relief, Trump. I didn't hear anything else. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing, dude. I'm sure the audience is like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on with your audio? Now, see, now I can hear audio feedback from me from your side.
I'll be so glad when my freaking new mic gets here this week.
I'm not sure it's your mic's problem.
Elizabeth Warren stated that if he gets rid of FEMA, that would basically make the other states be broke, because other states wouldn't be able to afford disaster relief.
Okay, let's take that in a nutshell and unwrap that bitch like the classical Rocher Fabergé egg it's going to be. For instance, you've got homeowners in California who own very expensive homes. I'm sure they pay a hell of a premium on the insurance. Wildfire rips through an insanely wealthy area. And those people claim every dime of those several $billion. There's no money left because they went and spent all of it reimbursing rich people for homes they could already afford to build.
Mhm.
Why are you reverberating? I can hear you after you talk.
Yeah, I know. I told him about that already. It's his. It's on his side,
You
not
guys
mine.
probably need to end it, stop it, and restart his computer.
No, it's just his his equipment is kind of on the malfunctioning side right at the moment. But they all these rich people who have that but a lot of the people who are living in these communities in California are not poor. They're very wealthy or affluent, and when their house burns down, yes, you're going to lose the memories, but you have more than enough money to rebuild on there and build it better, I guess you'd call it. But if the state's going to be reimburse you for your insanely lavish lifestyle, that would take up most of the money the state has to pay back. Thank you, Carla. We don't have to agree politically. And yeah. But if states covered if they covered everything for the wealthy, then there would be no money left over for ordinary people. And are you working on getting yourself back up, Robert?
It's a work in progress.
That bad, huh?
I'm working on to adjusting my mic.
Yeah. Is your mic that well worn already?
Dude, I've had it for a fucking year.
Uh-huh. And all the stuff I've been using for my podcast is way older than that. Up until I bought the new webcam I have, that's still I put back in the box. All of my equipment is like 8 years old. Thank you, Derek. But yeah, most of my equipment is years old and still works properly.
But I was watching someone on TikTok last night, and I guess the same area that the fire has destroyed is the same area that they want to build a speed train.
Yeah, and apparently they've also caught firefighters starting some of these fires. Like apparently there's a lot of firefighters who are becoming pyros and wanting to start fires. That way they end up the hero, even though it's not them who ends up on the scene.
Wow.
And I have no doubt that a few of them were caused by people flicking their ashes and not giving a shit.
They caught somebody on CCTV. Well, they're in custody now. Well, when the fire started there in LA, people throwing Molotov cocktails at buildings there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, and here's the funny part is there's even gated communities in California that have now caught on fire and have burned to the ground. And
Roy Rogers' estate is now burned to the ground, and it was a historical landmark.
Well, now it's historical ashes, isn't it? We don't need to keep old buildings around because it fulfills somebody's childhood fantasy of being able to go to this place that exists that meant something 100 years ago.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom wants to rebuild Los Angeles as the first fully functional AI city.
I heard it was the first fully functioning green city, not AI.
Both.
AI and green do not go along well together yet. How about paying somebody who actually knows what they're doing to redesign some shit and do it the proper way? But no, that would be morbidly expensive. No, it wouldn't. You just don't want to go through the hassle of listening to somebody tell you what you need to do because you don't want to hear it.
So, I mean, if that's the case, that the same track that was burned is the same blueprint for the speed train there in Los Angeles, do you think they could have did this to make room for the speed train?
I don't think it's a deep state conspiracy. No, I don't see that.
Well, no conspiracy, no. But
I know, but the way you framed that, your framing of it is that of a conspiracy theory. Do you think they're doing this to do that, to do this, to do that? No, I don't think that was the plan at all. It doesn't look like it, doesn't smell like it right now. So until there's something a little more concrete than, well, they're doing this to do that, it sounds like a crackpot theory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't believe it's a deep state theory.
With this that they're wanting to build, which is a speed train, they're saying Gavin Newsom put it, this first fully functional
The first fully functional what?
AI train.
AI train?
Yes.
I'm guessing
was-
there's nothing out there.
It will be AI will be integrated into this train. It will be operated by AI. It will be the first fully functional AI speed train.
I don't think AI and speed trains need to be a thing together yet. Let's work on getting green technology to agree with modern technology.
I agree with you there, but under Trump, we will never have green energy.
As of right now, under any Republican, you're not going to get green energy because all of them think that it's a myth. They think that it's a fad. They think that it's dead. It's not dead. It's just something oil and gas companies don't want anybody to look at because it would decrease their profit margins to damn near zero. When instead, if the oil companies were fucking intelligent, and I don't know, had a brain cell or two to rub together, they would start green energy research on their own.
Oh, and speaking of that, apparently late in the night, and last night, this morning, Trump has now instructed the NIH to stop cancer research and dementia research.
No, if I remember correctly from hearing about it yesterday, he just doesn't want their findings made public.
Why?
He wants to control all the information. That's why. All of these government agencies answer to him. And he wants to control the flow of information, what gets released, what doesn't get released. As a drug company executive once stated, why cure somebody in one day when you can treat them for the rest of their lives and make money off of them?
Now, here's the question. If this bird flu, if this avian flu gets out of control, and Trump's already told the Health and Human Services to stop communicating with the CDC and the NIH, what's going to happen if this becomes another fucking pandemic or epidemic? How bad do you think he's going to get burned out of fucking office?
I don't know how fast do you think he's going to get burnt out of office?
I say when the first person starts dying.
Already happened.
Wait, when?
Dude, it's been a few weeks. The first person to actually die from avian flu is already dead. But
Well,
that
how long-
person was like in their 70s or 80s and had underlying health conditions. What does that sound like?
COVID?
Do you think?
Well, how long do you
We
think?
tried to hide COVID to make it seem like we were stronger. And then when it started killing people left and right, no, it's a big hoax. No, he's trying to play it strong when he should be playing it honest.
What do you think? How long do you take him to get burned out of office? More people starting out if it became a pandemic.
All of the information suggests all the information that Fauci and the CDC put out during COVID suggested that without a vaccination, we would reach 1 million deaths at the end of a year, and at the end of 5 years, it would be in the millions, in the tens of millions in the United States. We, as a country, from the pandemic, only lost 1.2 million people. When you put it in context of 326 million people, that's less than 1%. It was a radically survivable disease.
You have
Insanely easily survived illness that traveled and transmutated into something that became even more infectious but less deadly.
The avian flu?
We're still talking COVID.
No. What I was asking since he has ordered the CDC, the NIH, and the Health and Human Services to stop talking to those two branches as well as the scientists, as far as the avian flu goes, if it does become an epidemic or a pandemic because this goober up in the White House has stopped all the information for it.
Okay, now he stopped all information about it because he doesn't want it public. Now, do you remember the predictions that Fauci made about COVID?
He said it wouldn't be that
it would
bad.
kill 1 million easily and then work its way up to like 15 million, right?
Yes.
Those are his words, not mine. And now the president wants to hide the avian flu pandemic because he wants America to feel strong. How about just telling the truth?
And you said one person's already died from the avian flu.
Yep.
How long before he's burned out of office before it becomes 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people who've died from avian flu because he has stopped information about it?
How long did it take him to how long did it take to pull him out of office and burn his house down when COVID hit and people were dying left and right?
Oh shit! 4 years. 4 years.
Nope, didn't happen. It was intentionally. He was fully responsible for COVID because he was there in the beginning. He did nothing. He downplayed it. He tried to be a strong leader and promote us being a strong nation, and this virus was nothing. With a 98%, well, was it like 98.7% survival rate? It wasn't that deadly of a disease. Now, if you're overweight and have all these other conditions, then yeah, it's going to affect you more because your body's already fighting you being insanely overweight and having other health conditions stacking up on top of that.
I know RFK Jr. also stated on his first day in office, he's going to have the FDA recall the polio vaccine and measles vaccine.
No, he's not.
He
Where'd you hear
can't.
that from?
Him. He can't.
Oh, shit, he can't.
And he can't do it.
Huh?
I said he can't do it.
I know he can't do it. I said it first. He can't do it. He cannot take away the measles and the polio vaccination.
Just like he wants everyone to start eating and food. That's why he's going junk
He
food
wants
on his
everyone to eat
birthday.
what? You're pinging.
To eat healthy. Why he's going after food on the first day in office.
Take out McDonald's, KFC, Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., Wendy's. You have to take out all fast food and get people to learn how to cook again for that to happen.
That's why he's going after the McDonald's oil that they use. He said the oil for their fries is unhealthy.
No, it's actually healthier than the stuff they were using before, which is beef tallow.
That's what he's starting again.
Okay, so how is he going to make President Trump do that?
Going after McDonald's, that's the healthy human source.
You're pinging out, dude. I heard and human services. That's all I heard.
He's going after McDonald's himself since he's the head of Health and Human Services.
He still can't do anything. They've already proven that their food is healthier than it was using beef tallow, because they used to cook everything in beef tallow, including their chicken, which they do not do now.
That's what he wants them to go back to doing, using beef tallow.
Then he can stick that dead brain worm that he got infected with and shove it up his own ass. I'm pretty sure the president will cut him off before he tries to go raging after McDonald's.
Congress agrees with him.
No, they don't.
Well, Mike Johnson does anyway.
Mike Johnson's a fucking C-grade Bond villain. I don't consider anything he says to be real in any sense of the word.
Little Christian nationalist is all he is.
Yeah. But it's about time to get off of this because the games are going to come on. I know my wife's going to want to watch the game on the big screen and have the volume loud.
All right.
So I'm going to get off of here and maybe we can collab again at some point soon. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. So
right.
You have fun.
I'll maybe call you when the game's over. But yeah.
Well, you can call me before then. I'm just telling you I can't be live podcasting with the game on because my wife is fitting to whoop my ass if I don't get off here.
Okay.